एक सेकंड में चेक कर दीजिए कि इज इट ऑल वेल, ऑल राइट और नॉट. It is saying that you are using computer audio. Are we able to disable the room here or not? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, with the dear children, very good morning to you all once again. Rather, welcome you all in this class today. Uh, so, beta, welcome you all. Rather, good morning to you all in this class. Welcome you all in this class. With the last time we were having the introduction of the nucleus. I think we started with the nucleus, no? So today it is 24th, I think, and we were to begin with the concept of the nucleus. We have discussed something or not, beta? Okay, okay, nice. Yes, previously we were having this concept that X, Z, A. This way, we were saying that here X is going to be the chemical symbol, beta. This is your chemical symbol. Z atomic number. We have completed this all. And A, this was our mass number. Also, number of protons, that is equal to Z beta, and number of neutrons, that is equal to A minus Z. Collectively, these particles were called nucleons. And furthermore, we discussed about the properties of proton as well as neutron. No, beta? So, continuing further with the same discussion, I think we were also having one important type of reaction indicating the half-life time of the neutron, that this is the way to represent the neutron. Neutron, it is having a very less half-life time. Neutron with a half-life time of 12 minutes, it changes into beta your proton along with this beta particle or electron. We call this as along with the antineutrino and energy. This type of decay, beta, this is called beta decay or beta negative decay. There is one more type of decay in which suppose we have XZA. This is our nuclear state. When it changes into another state of say this type Z minus 1A, here the atomic number is getting decreased by 1 and it will be plus over here. This is beta positive decay. Antineutrino plus energy. This is called beta positive decay. Beta negative decay, beta, this one, we can also write it in this manner. We already have written this reaction. We can manage this in this manner also. XZA, this is Y, your Z plus 1A plus this is beta particle, antineutrino energy. Both of these reactions, beta, we should rather have these two reactions in our mind in order to have the different type of equations which are meant for us to be used in a good manner, beta. Now, beta, after this concept, I have few small definitions. Then I will switch over to the nuclear size, then nuclear density, and all that. So, dear all, let us begin with the small important points regarding this particular discussion. We have isotopes, isotopes, isobars, isobars, isotones. We have with us mirror nuclei. Let us discuss these one by one. First is isotopes. Isotopes. Isotopes, these are the atoms of the elements which have same atomic number but different mass numbers. So isotopes may be defined, or these are the atoms of the elements having same atomic number but different mass numbers. Different mass numbers. Best example over here, this is with a carbon 6, 12, 6, 13. These are the possible examples. We can also have oxygen 8, 15, oxygen 8, 16 and 17 even also. These are the different isotopes. Now after this one basic example is, there is another one basic example. These are 1H1 proton, 1H2 deuteron, 1H3 triton. These may also be the serving the same purpose. Then we come to the case of second is isobars. Isobars. These are the atoms of the elements having same mass number but different atomic number. Matlab A that is same, Z becomes different. Isobars are the atoms of the elements having same mass number, same mass number, that is A, but different atomic number, that is your Z. And over here you can say that He23 and 1H3. These are the two states having same A, but their Z is different. After this I still come to another important point over here, that is isotones. Isotones, these are the atoms of the elements having same number of neutrons. Isotones. Isotones, these are the atoms of the elements having same number of neutrons. Number of neutrons, this is same in this case. For example, we have carbon 6, 13, nitrogen 7, 14. You can well see number of neutrons 13 minus 6, 7, and in this case number of neutrons 14 minus 7, again 7. So these two states beta, these are called your isotones beta. Now beta, after this beta, we have very important point after isotones, that is beta mirror nuclei. This is sometimes asked in the examination as such also, that what do we mean by mirror nuclei? Mirror nuclei beta basically these, let me write first beta, mirror nuclei. So beta mirror nuclei, these have same A, mass number is same, but their atomic number differs by 1 unit. Or you can also say that when the atomic number will be differing by 1 unit, number of protons in the first, that will be equal to the number of neutrons in the second. Number of neutrons in the first, that will be equal to number of protons in the second state. Let us see to this beta. Mirror nuclei, these are the atoms of the elements which have same mass number, that is A, but their atomic number differs by 1. We can define it another way also, as I was just saying that beta. These are mirror nuclei. These are the nuclei beta. Let me write it over here. Mirror nuclei beta. These are the nuclei, or rather we should write in this manner beta. Two nuclei can be said as mirror nuclei if number of protons in one is equal to the number of neutrons in the other, and number of neutrons in one nucleus obviously is equal to number of protons in the second. Let us discuss one example mirror nuclei. Regarding the mirror nuclei, we can say, as we have this state He23, mass number, atomic number beta, and triton 1H3, atomic number differs by 1, mass number is same. Now we can well calculate. In this state, protons, these are 2, neutrons are 1. Here, neutrons, these are equal to 2, 3 minus 1. And beta protons, these are obviously equal to 1. So beta, you can well see that number of neutrons in 1, let me write it another way. Here, number of protons, this is 1, number of neutrons is equal to 2. Number of protons in the first is equal to number of neutrons in the second, and number of neutrons in the first is equal to the number of protons in the second. That is why it is mirror nuclei. So dear children, this was something basic information related to the nuclei and all that. Then let me proceed with the nuclear size. बहुत ही बेटा important point है when we talk about beta nuclear size. as last time we were discussing beta about the nucleus, that beta it is having no sharp boundary at all. Nucleus is possessing dipole moment, quadruple moment, octuple moment, and other higher moments are present in the nucleus. Due to the your dipole moment, quadruple moment, octuple moment, the shape it is continuously changing. And in this manner, bete, otherwise speaking, we cannot say that ki this is the perfect size of the nucleus, but we can surely say that beta, more the number of nucleons present in the nucleus, more will be the size, because size is something directly related to the number of constituent particles present in the nucleus. So we can say that beta, more the number of nucleons, large will be the size. So beta, taking into account this fact beta, I am talking about beta nuclear size. So dear all, if the number of nucleons will be more, obviously beta volume will also become large. So we can say that beta, in the case of the nucleus, we have 4 by 3 pi r cube. This is the volume of the spherical object. And in the case of the nucleus, even in the case of the atoms, we in the basic postulates regarding the atoms or the nuclei, we say that they are having spherical shape. So this volume is directly dependent upon number of particles, constituent particles, that is nucleons. Higher A, higher will be the volume. Lower the value of A, that is lesser the number of nucleons, lesser will be the volume. So dear all, I can see that r cube, you can well see 4 by 3 is constant, beta pi is also constant. I can omit these constants. R cube is proportional to A beta, and R is proportional to A raised to power 1 by 3. Now beta, this proportionality sign can be eliminated. I can say R, this is equal to R naught A raised to power 1 by 3 beta. Beta here R naught, this is called empirical constant. Empirical constant beta, and R naught has the numerical value 1.2 Fermi. Fermi is a very small unit. You have discussed in your lower classes that 1 Fermi, this is 10 raised per minus 15 meters beta. So R naught, this is 1.2, 10 raised per minus 15 meters. Now beta, this formula, this is very, very important. 2 or 3 years back, the very first question CBSE asked, that was related to this. The question was that one nucleus is having atomic number of 8 and the radius was given. Some numerical value was given. The second nucleus is having mass number 27 and the radius of that state was required. So we are to do nothing, but we will be just substituting the values. R is with you, A is with you. So for the first one, you will write R1 is equal to R naught A1 power 1 by 3 beta. Then for the second state, you will be writing R naught A raised to power 1 by 3 A2 rather. If you intend to calculate R2, you will divide this by this. And it will be beta R2 upon R1, R naught A2 power 1 by 3, R naught A1 power 1 by 3, and beta देखिए R naught getting cancelled, and your R2, this is equal to R1, and dear children, you can well see A2 upon A1 cube root of this beta. This is our standard relationship in order to calculate the required radius. I don't say that you remember this. If you have this relationship in mind, you can just go for the substitution of the values, you will get it calculated. Just divide one by the other. And at the same time, every time examiner will not be saying that you have to calculate R, or he can say that R for the first is given, A is given, for the second R is given and A is required. So that may be asked in the reverse manner also. So in this manner, beta, all of you should take note of this particular relationship, that how the examiner is molding the statement part in order to give you the numerical problem based upon this particular concept, beta. Then after, dear children, this concept, very important concept with me is beta nuclear density. You might have heard that beta nuclear density is having the highest value. The normal matter we see round about us, that matter is very light in comparison to the nuclei, beta, or we can say that nuclei are approximately 10 raised per 11 to 13 times more dense in comparison to the ordinary matter we are using in our daily life around us. This clearly indicates that beta atoms made up of nucleus and electrons and all that, they possess a large amount of empty space with it. So without talking about this all in too detail, let me focus upon our confined topic, that is beta nuclear density, beta. Nuclear density. Beta density may be of nucleus, may be of any particular object, we denote it by rho. And nuclear density is defined as the ratio of mass and volume of the given nucleus. Dear children, nuclear density rho, that is then equal to mass upon volume. But before I substitute for mass and volume, we must be knowing that how we can go for with the mass of the nucleus. But in our previous lecture, we were having the constituents of our nucleus, that is protons and neutrons, and we have separately calculated or written down at least the masses of protons as well as the neutrons. Now, collectively speaking, if I ignore the last two digits, I will say that 1.66 into 10 raised per minus 27 kilogram. This is the mass of the single nucleon, maybe proton, maybe neutron. Again, repeating, mass of the neutron is very, very, very slightly more than that of proton. It was 1.6648 into 10 raised per minus 27 kg. In case of proton, it was 1.6626 10 raised per minus 27 kg. Very slight difference. So I ignored the last two digits. So I say that beta small m is equal to this is mass of a single nucleon. Suppose we are talking about the state x, z into A, and total number of nucleons, that is equal to beta capital A, because A is the mass number in this case. Now beta in this case, in order to have this calculation further, so that I can calculate it further, mass m, this is the mass about which presently I am talking about, mass of the nucleus beta. This is 1.66 10 raised per minus 27 into A kilogram. Why kilogram? Because this is in kilogram we have considered. Then beta volume, this is 4 by 3 pi r cube, because we consider the nucleus as spherical identity. So beta density, this is equal to 1.66 10 raised per minus 27 into capital A. divided by, this will be beta all in kilogram now, divided by 4 by 3 pi and beta r cube. Just now you have calculated that r, this is equal to r naught into a raised to power 1 by 3 beta. We have just written down this relationship. Now beta I can substitute it over here this way. And when I will be beta substituting, I will directly be getting the density. Let us see how we get the density in this case beta. Let us substitute the value. Rho 1.66 10 raised power minus 27 into A divided by 4. 3 in the denominator will come up. This 3 beta. Pi as such, in place of r, I am having r naught a raised to power 1 by 3 complete cube. This is there. Now beta let us further solve this. Rho 1.66 10 raised power minus 27. This is your a, this is your 3 in the denominator 4 pi r naught cube, and this cube root and cube will get cancelled. It will be a. You can well see a is also getting cancelled. Dear children, on the right hand side we are having this numerical value. This is the numerical value. In the denominator 4 is constant, pi is constant, r naught empirical constant is already constant. So beta on the right hand side we have no variable, just to indicate us that the density, it will not at all be different for the different nuclear states or the nuclei. This is 1.2 into 10 raised power minus 15 cube of this. When we solve this all, we will get rho to be equal to 2.38 into 10 raised power 17 kilogram per meter cube. You can well imagine how dense the nucleus is. This power 17 itself reveals that nuclear matter is very, 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 very densely packed beta. So this was the concept of your beta nuclear density. Before I switch over to the next idea beta, I would like to give you some more information related to the nuclear density beta. Nuclear density inside the nucleus at the middle, this is exactly equal to this numerical value. But as we move from the center of the nucleus to the sides or to the edges, then beta at the edges, the value of the nuclear density, it decreases. Sharply it decreases. And I may draw the graph for this also, that if we take on these x-axis as the distance from the center, this is the distance from the center of the nucleus, and here it is the density on this side. Graph, it is probably of this type. At the edges it sharply drops in this manner. So these are the out boundaries of the nucleus. So this is approximately the edge at which the nuclear density drastically becomes 1/2 and further dips down beta. So beta, this was your idea regarding the nuclear density here. After this idea, furthermore, still I have very small informative point with me, that is with a mass defect. Mass defect is still another altogether new term which we have never discussed so far. This is related to your nucleus beta, and let me introduce this concept of the mass defect of the nucleus to you beta. Let us discuss it beta in detail. We have the concept of mass defect. As the name itself is indicating, defect means some sort of difference some sort of difference in the masses between. So when we will be having this mass defect term with us, before I go for the numerical value and the calculation and all that, suppose I have, once again I am saying that suppose this is the nucleus. Otherwise, nucleus is having no sharp boundary. You can consider it to be the photograph of the nucleus at any particular instant of time. And these circular objects which I am drawing in the interior of the nucleus, let these be the protons, and let these scale type of objects, these are the neutrons present in it. So dear all, let us say that this is proton, this is neutron, and this is your nucleus. Now what actually happens is that when these nucleons are not packed into the nucleus, they are outside the nucleus. I can say that m into p, it is the mass of a single proton. And inside this nucleus, if there are z number of protons, then mass of all protons. When these are outside, that is what I am talking about. This is Z into MP. This is the total mass of all the protons when these are not packed into the nucleus. On the same guidelines, let Mn, this is the mass of a single neutron, and number of neutrons in this that will be A minus Z. This is number of neutrons. So total mass of all neutrons. Again, dear, this is the mass when these are outside the nucleus. We are separately counting these all. It will be A minus Z into Mn. फिर से ध्यान देंगे एक बार. Single neutron is having this much mass. This is the number of neutrons. So obviously A minus Z into Mn. This is the mass of all the neutrons. This is the mass of all the protons when these are outside the nucleus. Now total mass of the nucleus, nucleons rather, total mass of all protons and neutrons when these are not packed inside nucleus. This is equal to Z number of protons, MP mass of single proton, plus A minus Z number of neutrons, M into N mass of the single neutron. Now furthermore, I am assuming that when these all particles are packed inside the nucleus, let us say that let capital M, this is the mass of the nucleus, total mass of the nucleus. By the term mass defect, I have not defined it so far. I will be defining it in the end, Otherwise speaking, this mass of the nucleus, because these only are the particles packed inside it, these two should be equal, but these are not so. Otherwise, what we need is that Z into MP plus A minus Z into Mn. It should be equal to capital M, but it is not so. Capital M, it is slightly less than this. Then what happened to the mass? When these are having some mass outside the nucleus, that appears to be large. But when these are packed, that becomes less. This difference of the masses is called with a mass defect. So I can denote it by delta M. This is equal to ZMP plus A minus Z into beta Mn minus capital M beta. So I can say that when all the nucleons are packed into the nucleus, the loss in the mass, it appears in the form of the binding energy required to bind all the nucleons inside the nucleus. Otherwise, you can well imagine proton-proton repulsions are there, proton will repel proton. So when proton will be repelling proton, then how can these similarly charged particles be packed inside the nucleus? It will become difficult. Now what happens when the inter-particle distance becomes equal to some particular numerical value, then some special type of forces called nuclear forces they develop and they bind all these particles. So dear all, once again, the loss in the mass, it appears in the form of the binding energy. We at here cannot say that the principle of conservation of mass is violated. No, here according to the Einstein's mass energy relationship, I can give you idea about that over here so that no any confusion may be left. Beta, we have discussed in our previous class that E is equal to delta mc square. This was our beta Einstein's mass energy relationship. Einstein's mass energy relationship. Here, this loss of mass, it appears in the form of binding energy. This loss of mass appears as binding energy. Beta. So, beta, mass defect is nothing but the difference in the masses of the nucleus and the total mass of all the nucleons when these are not packed. Beta. So thank you all, beta. We will be meeting next time with the new idea, new topic, beta. So till then, beta, just